Hi everybody, just for those who are watching retrospectively, we're going to be doing a number of videos with clubs over the coming weeks to kind of let clubs celebrate themselves a little bit, but equally a great chance to share some really good practice that is happening out and about in Leicestershire and Rutland. So we're going to get a nice spread of clubs. First, we've got Fleckney Village Cricket Club, and I'm pleased to be joined by Chris. Chris, what's your role at the club?
Me, I do a bit of officially, I'm the welfare officer. I'm also the midweek captain. But like everyone in our club, we get involved with everything. I've done fixtures, I've done Saturday captaincy, I've done Sunday captaincy. We're a really friendly club where everyone likes to take part.
Cool. So that sounds good. So, yeah, first club are sort of off the rank. So, I guess first question, it's going to be quite informal, and we'll let the kind of conversation grow organically. First question is just give a kind of a brief overview of where the club's at, sort of maybe rewind the clock sort of 4 or 5 years to now and see sort of what changes happened over that time.
Well, I can roll it back. I think I can roll it back to maybe, I think it was 1996 when we were doing really well. The old Leicestershire Senior League, we were more or less top of the Premier Division. We were doing really well. Then all of a sudden, we lost all of our players from our first 11 overnight. We lost, I think it was 12 players at once, mid-season as well. We've been rebuilding ever since. It took a long time. We went down the divisions, rock bottom. We held the league record of being dismissed for 5. I was captain that day as well. And yeah, we were pretty low, but we all kept the spirits up, kept enjoying the cricket, and sort of rebuilt the entire club. And over the years, we've kept getting bigger and bigger and doing more and more things, especially with the community. And now, we've got ourselves into a pretty good place. We're Division 7 for our first team and Division 9 for our seconds, which is a bit of a false one for our first team. I think we could be a bit higher, and that's the aim for the next couple of years. But we're not struggling for players, which we were years and years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, we were calling games off because we didn't have enough players, and now we've got extra players, and we're able to put people out on loan to other bigger clubs. We've got a really thriving friendly team on a Sunday. All Stars cricket as well is amazing. Our youth team packed up in the 90s, and we've done our second season of All Stars, which has been brilliant. The numbers have been fantastic. And we're looking to build on that, really. We've had talks about Dynamos, although it didn't happen this year. That's the future. And then we're looking at things, maybe doing girls cricket and moving on to really, really sort of push to get an extra kids team, maybe hardball kids cricket in the future. Who knows?
Cool. Sounds really good. I mean, 5 being dismissed for 5 is a tremendous effort.
What? 3 of those runs were leg byes as well.
Did you have a vote of confidence for the captaincy?
Good day to be captain. I only was captain because I was the only person over the age of 18.
Wow, it's good effort. So you mentioned All Stars cricket, and naturally, I think that's the first thing I want to talk about. So how did that sort of come about for you as a club? You mentioned it. You started it a couple of years ago. So what was the kind of initial feeling when the program launched?
So we've been doing it 2 seasons now. This is the end of our second one. 3 years ago, I took my lad to another club nearby. I won't mention the name. But he had a great time. He really, really loved it. And they, at the end of that season, decided it was time to change the day. It was a day that didn't really work for me. So I thought, you know what? I can do this. I got in touch with you guys. I think yourself came to visit us a couple of times, and so did Nathan when he was there. And we put it together, and we got All Stars started. I think I remember saying to yourself, what do we do if we don't get the magic 10 kids? Because that was where we get the equipment and everything sent to us. And when I set it up, I was fretting, and we ended up with 25, which was absolutely amazing. And then this year, we said, let's do it again. I know we had all the problems with COVID, and we had to leave it really, really late. We didn't get started until the very end of July. But we said, let's do it. Let's try and get it on. And, we had 18 kids where we were only expecting about 10, 12. So really good. And we're still going. We've still got 1 more week of All Stars to go. Which we're looking forward to tomorrow. But we've got a really good coaching partner. We use Tom Flowers, and they're really helping us out just get this final session done because it's been rained off twice.
Yeah. It's probably a bit chilly out there now, but it's great that you're committed to finishing it off, which is fantastic to see, really. So last year you got 25 signed up, which was a really good effort first year. What would you put that down to in terms of the sort of stuff that you did beforehand to advertise and things?
So, like everything, we're massive on social media. We've got lots and lots of followers on our club Twitter account, probably more than a lot of other local clubs. So we went for it big time on there. You guys helped by sending someone into the school, and that was really good. And then a couple of follow-up emails from myself to say to the school, can we get some emails sent to all the parents? They use parent mail, which a lot of schools use. So everyone who signed up to that across the school got a PDF of the All-Stars with our times and dates. A few posters around the village, got into the local co-op, the local village newspaper, and then the rest of it, Twitter and Facebook, especially Facebook, because you can set it up as an event and really get people reading about it and almost confirm it they're going to go in advance. And then, the All-Stars sign-up process online using Club Spark's really good. And you can monitor that and you can change it. And you can, once people have signed up, you can drop them a text because you've got their phone number, or you can email them and just say what's expected. And then it's word of mouth from there. If you set out and look professional, they'll recommend you and more people will come.
Yeah, I particularly remember your tweets in the local MP who advocated the sessions, which is, a really smart move. Really smart move. So
with our walking cricket as well, and he actually turned up to join in.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he did really well. And then I was quite surprised to have him there, to be honest. And he was absolutely rubbish, but fair play to him. He turned up and had a go, and that's all we can ask.
So I guess that's the first time you mentioned actually walking cricket. How did that come about?
So one of our guys, he runs a charity which is involved. It's called CM2M. It's involved with male buddies for older men. We were talking about kids cricket and how it would go and how we could expand what we did. It was just over a chat in the pub, really, at the end of a committee meeting. We just sort of said, wouldn't it be nice if we could do something like that? He had a look and he spoke to another couple of charities who he works with, and it turned out it was quite easy to do, to be honest. What we found was it was mostly local councils doing their own thing. Walking cricket seemed to be done by county and city council. So we thought us as a club doing it might just be a little bit different. So we put it out there and saw who want to get involved, and a couple of older members of the club got involved as well. We aimed it a bit lower than what everyone else, what the council aimed it at. They kind of go for retirement, 65 and over. We went for 55 and over. And the turnout was pretty good. We got 4 or 5 regulars and then a couple of extras each time. And then we just topped it up with extra members of the club. So like myself, I'd turn up, and it's very different to normal cricket. You've got to really just think about where you're putting yourself in the field. We over the winter as well, we moved it indoors, which was a lot easier because the ball would bounce off the walls. But all the guys involved enjoyed it. And the main thing was just keeping people together. That's what the charity wanted us to do. So, at the end of each session, everyone into the kitchen, cup of tea and a biscuit. And we moved it from there, and it just worked well. People invited the friends, and more people came. We even got someone playing outdoor cricket on a Sunday in the friendly team off that, because they just wanted to be involved, which is great.
Brilliant. That kind of was my next question. Did you see any kind of benefit into your sort of regular teams? And you did, so that's really fantastic. Just go on.
With the All-Stars as well, we've had 3 of the All-Stars dads play for us this year because they've been there. We've run our All-Stars alongside our senior training, either end of the pitch and either end of the ground. And the dad said to the dads, if you want to go and have a go with the big boys, feel free. You can keep an eye on your junior from here. You're on the same field. It's not as if you're going away. Go and have a bat and a bowl. And some of them turned out to be pretty good and real assets to the club.
Yeah, adds value to your senior teams, doesn't it? Boost the numbers, and you just might find that odd gem that can play a little bit. So a real benefit. Just in terms of then, so that's kind of the junior side, and you've talked a bit about walking cricket. In terms of the senior side, then, what sort of offer do you have as a club? What if you're looking to recruit players, what do you kind of say to these players? What you do as a club?
We're aware around there's a lot of bigger, large clubs who are very, very elite. They're out there to win things. They're out there to win the Premier Division. They're out there to win every trophy. And that's kind of, we're not big enough. We're not at a stage where we're going to do that yet. So what we offer is we offer a more relaxed feel, a more relaxed setting. We call it a family-friendly club is what we go for. We like everyone to be involved, no matter their ability or skill level. If they want to come play cricket, we'll find a place for them. We've got a first team on a Saturday, we've got a second team, and we've got a friendly side. We've got a midweek friendly side for those who can't play weekends. We have such a mixed ability; it's unreal. We've got people who've only just started the game playing alongside people who've been playing for 60, 50 years. So it's great, and the atmosphere is fantastic. And I think because we have got some very strong players playing alongside some much weaker players week in, week out, you see the weaker players develop and come on, and then you're looking at your future first team, at net sessions or just on a friendly match on a Sunday. It really does make a difference doing that.
Yeah, and do you use Tom Flowers in terms of coaching for the seniors as well?
Yeah, Tom runs our senior coaching. He's with us every week. We use him over the winter as well. We've quite a good structure with it as well, because we've got no professional coach in our club. So we've joined up with Tom and his team. They're going great guns for us, and we've seen the improvement, and our training sessions are a lot better and they're a lot better attended as well. We don't charge for our training. All we do is we just ask people to sign on at the start of the year, and that's it. So they get it all inclusive. So it's a real sort of a big plus that we can say, look, you get free professional coaching just by being a member of our club.
What do you think the sort of the benefit of having that friendly team and midweek team is for the club?
Just get people playing. Essentially, we've got some people who might not get a game on a Saturday because Saturday's the league, so we might have a slightly stronger side on a Saturday. So we use our Sunday team to get people who aren't quite ready to play league cricket yet a game, with a few youngsters involved. We've also got a couple of older players who aren't particularly bothered about the league anymore. And we've got Frank is now 74. He doesn't miss a game. Every Sunday he's there. He doesn't miss his tea either. That's but it's getting him out of the house. He lives on his own up in Colville. He comes with us. And we've got other end. We've got Andy, who plays for us, and he lives in Milton Keynes. So they'll join up in the middle. They've got Andy plays for us because his brother plays for us as well.
Yeah.
So it's a real mix. The midweek cricket, essentially, it's for those of us who work weekends, like myself, who've just got a bit of time on a Tuesday night, just have a quick game. It's very informal, very relaxed. We wear a coloured shirt. We'll have a pink ball, and it's trying to get a bit close to more the 2020 style. It's a bit of a thrash and a good laugh, and bring your own beer and just no taking it seriously, and that's the game. A lot of clubs are coming to us asking to play us, which is great because it's a different format. It's a bit of a giggle. You can mix the teams up if you need to. If one team's stronger than the other, it's not covered by the league, and it's not white. It's not white shirt and red ball cricket. So it's just something a bit different, and everyone can enjoy it. And I'm never stuck for players when I put a team out. I'm always in effect having to turn people away because everyone wants to get involved with it. It's great. And some weeks, if we've got that many players, we'll have a match between ourselves. I've had 25 players some weeks. So I said, look, we won't get in opposition. We'll play into club, which is great. And we've even done it where we've had Tom Flowers and his coaches being the umpires and have an active coaching session as a match, which is brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. It's great to hear all these multiple offers that you've got. Social cricket, walking cricket, friendly cricket, and then obviously the league stuff as well. Like multiple offers, which is really fantastic to hear. Next question really is just about how you've used social media over the last couple of years and the benefit there.
I say social media is key to pretty much everything at the minute, especially with most people being at some point of lockdown over the past 6 months. We're very active on Twitter. We're active on Facebook. And they're the two main ones, really. We have got an Instagram account. It doesn't get updated very often, but the key to the Twitter one is you can direct it a bit more and people can retweet you. So if anyone's sort of getting behind your club or is involved and they've got a big following, they can do that and they can sort of open a few doors for you. I've found Twitter is very connected. There's a lot of things have come our way because of Twitter, not just players. We've managed to tie up a cricket shirt deal where we've got all our white shirts for £5. We've managed to get sponsorship out of it. We managed to get our fixture books done free of charge just through Twitter by a company posting an offer and us just taking advantage of that. And They found the advertisers and got some money. They even paid us to print our fixture guide, which is brilliant.
Fantastic.
And I think the key thing with Twitter is it's obviously we have to do it as sort of professionally as we can. You can do a bit tongue in cheek, don't get me wrong, but it's having more than one person doing it. So there's 3 or 4 of us who've got access to that Twitter account. and you can usually tell by what's being typed who's doing it. But yeah, it's so we can keep it going 24/7 if we need to, because we can always monitor it. So if someone wants a couple of days off Twitter, that's great, because someone else will pick up. We won't miss a message or anything like that, so it's great because we have got 2 or 3 new players this year have said, yeah, we've seen what you put on Twitter, we like how you look as a club, so we're going to come and join you and move away from our current club. And that's usually because their current club's a little bit further away and they've just moved to the area. I should point out, we're not actively poaching players off everybody.
Just to clarify.
But yeah, and like I say, it's just great to have it all linked up. We've got another guy who's a bit of a wordsmith, and he writes some crazy match reports each week and publishes them online. And we've now started getting it all together and getting a really new website, FVCC1975.co.uk for anyone watching. And we put all our match reports on there. We put all our player statistics. And James, the guy who does that, he's really getting it together. And we're trying to get our archives together as well. We're trying to get all our scorebooks and scores in from the last, what we are now, 45 years. That's the mission, to get it all done, get everyone's average up to scratch.
Amazing. That'd be brilliant. So that kind of leads me on to the next question. Is we talked about a lot of the good stuff. Is there anything that you perhaps don't do that you've got ambitions to kind of do in the future, fill a gap, something like that?
Well, on a Saturday, we want our first team to be a little bit higher. I think that's got to be one of the things. We dropped from Division 5 a couple of 2 or 3 seasons ago, so getting back there would be great. Dynamo's cricket, we really want to get into this year. That didn't happen for obvious reasons, but we're going to really get into that next year. I think, for us, not having a youth team, it's kind of held us back a little bit. Those years where we were struggling to get players in, we'd had that youth team, and then we would have had some juniors to pull through, because playing at Division 9 is a lot different to playing at Division 2. So, those juniors, when they get to the age of 12, 13, could be ready to play a league match if they've got enough Sunday games under their belt. So getting Dynamo's done, and then moving into hardball cricket after that. And that'll just evolve naturally. It'll just follow itself. And that's kind of where we want to be. We have got a little bit of a partnership currently with Market Harbour Cricket Club for our better juniors, just to go and train and play alongside their juniors, just to essentially keep them warm so they don't disappear to other clubs and never play for us at the weekend. As well as that, we've explored doing girls cricket. That's one thing that's not really on offer in our village. Again, we're aware that other clubs nearby offer something, but we just want to do it our way, the Fleckney way, and not their way of doing it. And we think we might be able to do something there. We were due to host a girls softball cricket tournament this year, but obviously, again, with the COVID, they didn't happen. And who knows, one day maybe hosting a few games on behalf of you guys. That's one thing we'd like to always do. And then just getting ourselves just moving up the ranks a little bit. That'd be great. And in time, we need to start thinking about developing our ground. But the parish council have got a lot of big plans with sort of what they want to do with our sports hall and the facilities and what we offer. All funding dependent, of course, but for us in the short term, we need to get our pavilion sorted and a nice fence around the ground, and then maybe we can think about the grandstand and the floodlights and everything else.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, I think there is a bit of Section 106 money floating around in Harbour District, so hopefully that'll be a benefit to the club. What's the kind of relationship you have with the parish council? Do you have a good relationship and sort of a long-term future of that site?
We have a brilliant relationship with the parish council. Their office overlooks our ground, and so does their veranda. So we've got them pretty much on site. But they're really good at supporting us. A lot of parish councils, you don't see them, but our guys will come out onto the pitch and they'll talk to us. And we've got any problems, we straighten their office and we'll have a chat with them. We've kind of had a little bit of an ongoing battle with the local football club, but we've managed to resolve that and make sure there's no football on our outfield anymore, which is great because there's no damage to it now. And then just making sure that they're ready and that they know when our games are and they can help us out. And whenever we have event days like our charity matches, we'll ensure we get the ground free of charge. We're not paying any rent for it, so therefore we'll be able to put on a show and raise a few quid for charity, which we do every year.
Brilliant. Cool. That's it. Those are all my questions. So whistle stop tour. covered a lot of ground in fairness, and yeah, it's just fantastic to listen to all of those multiple offers that the club has at the moment, and that's going to grow, isn't it? And let's maybe pick up the conversation in 2 or 3 years' time and see where you've got to. So I think it's a really exciting time for Fleckney, for a club of your size and a village of your size, with bigger clubs on the doorstep as well. And I don't mean that in a really condescending way.
No, you've grown up with it.
Yeah, the noisy neighbours. So yeah, I'm really excited for the future of the club, and just keep up the good work from my perspective, and let's see where you go. So Chris, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you.
We'll stop recording.